Hey there again, I'm Quiet, and welcome back to another episode of my thru hike of the PCT. So, good morning. It's day 13. Yes, 13. When I wrapped up last episode, I believe it was the end of day 7. I had posted a community post, but I don't know if anyone actually reads those things. Basically, I had a mic issue with days 8 through 12. So, there's like no commentary, so there's like no context to any of the clips. I tried to fix it in post by adding like a commentary, but it just didn't work out too well. It was hard to do on the phone. So yeah, on that note, so I know the pros probably send their footage off to be edited and uploaded, but I'm doing this all myself. Kind of an indie project. Don't want to be pretentious. And yeah, I'm doing all the editing on my phone too. But having said that, like going forward, I will try to bump up the encoding quality, so hopefully the videos are a little bit sharper. So before I get into what was missed over the last few days, presently I just left Idyllwild, which is one of the first big trail towns along the PCT. It's around mile 150 or so, and I am currently hiking up the Deer Springs Trail, which will connect back to the PCT. It is about 3 miles and altitude gain of about 3,000 feet, so it's going to take a little while, taking it slow. So I've been thinking about getting a new pack. I went to the trail store, and of course, they're all super expensive, so but there is this saying, the trail provides. So when I was there, actually, in the hiker box, I found this Osprey backpack. I decided to grab it, test it out, and I switched to it. I just find it kind of fits a lot better. There's less pressure on the shoulders, and my old pack was kind of leaning away from my back a bit, which I think kind of put more weight on the shoulders. So this one conforms a lot better, and it's kind of like more like a turtleback, which is nice. And it kind of just like feels lighter, I guess, because the weight is better distributed. So I dropped off my old pack in a hiker box. Did feel a little sad leaving it behind, like unexpectedly. Goodbye, pack. Thanks for getting me this far. Because I guess, got me through the first 150 miles, so. But yeah, change is good sometimes. Kind of reminds me of that tree from Charlie Brown Christmas. Just had kind of a funny interaction. Like a day hiker with his family going down the trail. Yeah, so I was doing the PCT, and asked how many more months I had to go, like 2. I was like, like 4.5. And he just burst out laughing. Pretty funny. Well, as appetizing as Suicide Rock sounds, I have promises to keep. And miles to go before I sleep. In Canada. Oh, I see snow up there. Well, after about 2.5 hours and a 3.5 mile climb, 3,000 foot or so ascent, finally made it back on the trail. So it's about 1 o'clock now. I didn't do as much commentary as I thought I would. I kind of had a bunch of energy, so I decided to use it and just kind of book it up the hill. Didn't even really take any breaks. So yeah, I think it was like a combination of just like the new pack and uh, you know, resting up yesterday. I had a pretty big dinner, pasta and pizza. So that was pretty filling. Nice carb load. I think I found a good spot to grab lunch before I keep heading along the trail. This place is called Skyview. And you could probably see why. Yep. I'm above the clouds right now. Oh God, yeah, this, just sitting here on this rock, eating some lunch, enjoying that view. Oof. Sounds like a good start to the afternoon. Wow, what a life. Feeling really good right now, which I guess I'll get into it, later on in the video when I sort of summarize the last few days. I was really at a low point at the end of day 12 on the trail, but yeah, I'm feeling a lot more invigorated now. Maybe it's the mountain air. Maybe I'm just, I need to spend more time up here. This view might look the same as before, but it's actually the opposite side, since I'm like right on the ridge of a mountain. I can kind of almost see both sides. So, oh, wow. Well, come across my first bit of snow on the trail. Okay, so about halfway to the water. Oh wow, it's beautiful. I was just checking on potential campsites for the night, and looks like there's one coming up in 6 miles. It's kind of like an official campground with like picnic tables and stuff, so I think that might be a good place to stop for the day. So, let me try to run through some of the things that happened over the last few days. So day 8, we, actually, I guess I should start with the evening of my 0. So right after my last video, I took a 0 at that Mountain Valley retreat. The first night I was there, it was like, a half day. There was a few people that came in, but they didn't really talk to me. I didn't really talk to them. I maybe seen them like once or twice on the trail. Had my own little RV, which was nice. The second night, a new group came. Most of the whole ones left. And a couple of the girls started talking to me, Pale Moon and Wawa. So they just, kind of got me to open up a little bit. And sort of through them, I kind of got to know the rest of the group there. It's about, like half a dozen. Next day, we got a ride from Linda in her pickup truck back to the trailhead. And then from there, it's about maybe like a 5-mile journey to Eagle Rock. It's a pretty nice day. It was a bit chilly. Fog was rolling in. Elevation was pretty smooth. Just like these really long paths to these, just like grassland type little hills. It was pretty nice. We got to Eagle Rock. I'm not there for a bit. I'm not sure why they call it Eagle Rock. If you know, leave a comment below. So from there, it was on to Warner Springs. little town a few miles further on. When I got there, a trail angel, Rebecca, gave me a lift to the gas station. Got some grub. Sort of caught up with the rest of the group, and then we all headed back again towards the trail. So I'm heading with the group towards back to the trail. Um, yeah, I figure I might switch it up a little bit. I've been doing this whole thing solo so far, so it'd be nice to kind of expand my comfort zone a bit and socialize. So since we managed to put on like 12 miles that day by early afternoon, the guys wanted to try to push for 20 because there's a pretty big campsite up at the mountain a bit. So they're kind of faster, so they got ahead of us, and it was just kind of me and Wawa and Pale Moon kind of lagging behind. Fortunately, Pale Moon, her legs started acting up a bit. So, as we were going up, we were kind of co-encouraging each other. But we finally rolled into the campsite, and by the time we got there, it was almost dark, and a bunch of campers had already set up. So, day 9, yeah, we had to get to the next water source called Mike's Place, but along the way, Helmut, unfortunately, her leg started getting really bad. At one point, she actually stopped, and she didn't know I was behind her. And I came up, and she was crying a bit. Sort of surprised her, and she asked if I could, get her friend Wawa, who was further down the trail, to come back for her. So kind of sprinted ahead, got her, gave her some safety pins because Palman said that would kind of help with the compression wrap that she had put on. And Wawa told me to just kind of keep going. So went to Mike's place, got some water, waited there for them. They came in a little bit later, and that's when Palman told me that she was getting off the trail early. She was trying to get to Idyllwild, but the pain was just so bad, so she waited at Mike's place to get a ride back to town. So I ended up, pushing forward. And after that, I was kind of on my own again for the first time in the last couple of days. So after that, the next big stop was Paradise Valley Cafe. Got down to the highway, and that's when I found out that the app was wrong and actually closed at 3. So it was kind of a mirage of cheeseburgers fading in the desert. But again, the trail provides. And by trail, sometimes it means, or I guess it actually means the people along the trail. The real treasures, the friends we make along the way. But the owner of the cafe, even though he was closed, he was actually came by in a van and offered to take people back to the cafe. And though the kitchen was closed, he would make us sandwiches and get beer and stuff. So
chef's kiss.
Oh God, so good. And also, the perk, he lets camp out on the patio. It's nice. He left the outdoor bathroom key and everything. Yeah, so that was my first time, quote unquote, cowboy camping, even though it was, we were on a little cement patio. I wore my hat, bug screen, over it because there were some mosquitoes. It's a bit chilly, a bit loud, but didn't sleep that well, but still, it was nice. And in the morning, we got you know, we were there. We just had breakfast. Got a burrito to go. Ate like bacon and eggs and French toast. It's really good. Breakfast at the cafe was day 11. I think I skipped over day 10 because I don't think much happened. So day 11. We left PVC, headed back to the trail, and started climbing into the mountains, like actual mountains. I think it's San Jacinto Mountains. Probably butchering that pronunciation. Yeah, that was when it kind of started to go downhill for me. It was like just really hot, and I was carrying, 4 liters up this hill because I was trying to get to Idyllwild, which was like 30 miles and like something like 10,000 foot elevation. So, oof. Yeah, it took a toll because day 11, we got on the trail around 10 a.m. and, I didn't cover, took me like most of the day just to cover like 5 miles. And when I finally reached the, got to the mountain, I still had about 7,000 feet to go and 20 miles even after night hiking. Morning. Day 12. I unfortunately do not have my mic hooked up. So yeah, last night it was pretty intense. I did some night hiking and broke out my headlamp. Kept going a couple of hours after sunset. Fortunately, my fucking light was crapping out too. A little this jolt, and the light would turn off, and I'd have to actually physically push the button again. So I think there's a problem with the battery connection. So look at it next time I get to town. But yeah, so light kept crapping out, and I fucking rolled my ankle again. Probably can't tell with the steady shot on, but I'm limping a bit. So like I don't know, like I was looking at the trail ahead. I mean, I only managed to do about 12 miles yesterday, about 3,300 foot ascent, and today would be 17 miles and about 6,500 foot ascent. So, oh, and also between here and there's a landslide, or there was a rock slide. So the trail is like, pretty precarious in parts. And so, in order to get there in time, I'd have to probably leave around I would have had to leave around maybe 2:30 in the morning. I was just hiking in the dark over a rock slide with a bad ankle. So, basically, I tapped out. I'm a bit like mad at myself for doing it, but I think I gave it an honest go. When I say tapping out, I don't mean it's the whole PCT, just this particular section. There's one last turn off here towards a park lower in the valley that's just a few miles from Idyllwild. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna head down, rest up my ankle, and call it a day. But yeah, like I said, a little mad at myself. I know you're supposed to hike your own hike and set your own schedule and stuff, and I've been trying to do that. This in particular, though, it's just, I have friends coming to town, and I really needed to be there by a certain date, and I had like a deposit and everything. So, the real world weighing down on my mind. I felt pretty disappointed with myself. Even though I had some pretty valid reasons for skipping that part. And I did make the mistake of not hiking my own hike. Yeah, one thing I guess I didn't mention was, I mean, I kind of feel a little shy saying this because I don't really take compliments very well. Like, it's kind of make me, just kind of turtle up. But I met Pale Moon again. She had gotten a cabin in Idyllwild, and a bunch of there are other people there. Wawa, Castaway, Dirtbag, Sunspot, Purple Eagle / Flamingo / Peagle. And Pale Moon was, she just had a lot of nice things to say about me. I just won't repeat everything, but basically she just said, I should change my name to Quiet Angel because, like, I was kind of like her guardian angel on the trail. And, it's just, it's been a long time since I've had that kind of, like, heartfelt effect on somebody before. So, I don't think I expressed it at the time, but inwardly I was pretty emotional about it. So yeah, I actually said goodbye to Pale Moon because she's heading back. I don't know when I'll see her again. I can't believe, I think I said earlier nothing happened on day 10, but day 10 was when kind of went into this rant about, I could see I was carrying like a whole bunch of water up a hill in the desert. It's kind of going on a rant about how it's times like that make me want to quit. But then later, when I reached the top of that peak, it started like snowing, hailing, like, tiny hail, but still. And like, so the clouds parted, and I thought I was like looking at clouds off in the distance, but it was actually this whole mountain range. So it was purple. It was beautiful. And so, I think I said something about how, that kind of misery is the price you pay to have that type of experience. I think I was a little more clever at the time, but I can't remember what I said. It's funny how just a hour or so ago I was talking about how, like, it's times like this that makes you want to quit, but just being out here and getting to the top of that peak and just being greeted by that amazing view, like, despite the fucking freezing weather, despite the freezing rain, like, the misery is what makes it an adventure. Otherwise you're just a tourist, right? Okay, so next stop is the campground. It's about 3:45 and 5 miles away, so this rock looks like some kind of ancient turtle fossil or something. I should really get to this camp, but every 5 minutes I just have to, like, stop and admire the view. Speaking of, so talking about doing stupid things while having the phone out, came up here to get this shot and looked over to my right, and I was like, holy shit. I'm not sure how well that's coming across on camera, but That is like straight down. Ooh boy. Yep. Gotta watch yourself up here. Okay, so this is actually a bit treacherous. Just heard about a hiker that fell through a snowbank and broke a leg, so I'm gonna put the phone away for a while and just try to get to camp before dark because the sun's on the other side of this cliff and I have to go down like 1,000 feet. So, whew, that was intense. It's about a mile of doing that. Really got the adrenaline flowing. So, I've got about a mile to go. Looks like the train's flattened out a little bit. And now I'm entering, looks like the spooky old woods. These are the kind of woods werewolves probably live in. I made it. Here I am. I actually got here exactly at 6:30, which is kind of what I planned on. End of day 13. Good morning. It is day 14 on the trail. 2 weeks. Campground was pretty nice. Not a lot of wind. Cooked myself up some corn chowder. It's really good. Yeah, just heading out now. 6:30 in the morning. The goal is to at least make it to the next water source in 15 miles. Something like a 2,000 foot ascent, but also 8,000 feet down. So it should be doable. But just like 4 miles past that, there's a highway that you could hitch a ride into town, and there's an In-N-Out burger. So that might be something to shoot for too. Guess we'll just have to play it by ear. But yeah, just kind of following up with what I said yesterday about being maybe a stronger hiker than I thought. I think the issue is, heat. Heat is my kryptonite. So if I could just make it through this mother effing desert, I might be able to do this thing. Uh-oh. Huh. That's scary. Okay, well, let's do this. Wow. Views up here are amazing. Oh, actually, right there in the middle, that's where the In-N-Out is. So, a couple of random notes. First, I discovered that double clicking the power button on my phone automatically opens up the camera, which I'm sure everyone knows, but I've just been kind of swiping up. And that's a really helpful shortcut, especially since I'm wearing these gloves. Second thing, I keep going on and on about this pack. I kind of had a nickname for my previous pack, Monster. Like, I'd always pick it up and be like, okay, Monster, let's go. But I realized yesterday, even after it was filled up with water and everything, after I'd stopped for a break, picked it up and I was like, okay, friend, let's do this. So I think there might be an emotional attachment now. So, yep, this could be the start of a beautiful relationship. Oh, man. So I was pretty much first out of camp this morning. I've noticed I usually leave pretty early. compared to most, but I think it's only a matter of time before the others start catching up. Yeah, not the fastest hiker. A lot of these younger folks can like really book it down these hills, but it's not like I was an avid exerciser, and I'm like damn near 40, so my ankles and knees aren't what they used to be. So something I forgot to mention about these trail family type situations that's brought up, meeting the people and hanging out with them and stuff. It's even someone like me that's pretty closed off, like there's sort of this bond that's formed, I guess. I think Castaway, he said it was like tribal. We're all on this sort of journey together. But yeah, so like the last day I saw Pal Moon having like a little get together at their house, and they invited me over to the cabin they were renting. I just like heard them in the back, so walked around, and it's like they cheered when I showed up. It was just nice, I don't get that very often. And of course, the cheering got even louder when I plopped a bottle of wild turkey on the table. So always bring a gift to a house party. Hey, Lizzie. What's you up to? Enjoying the sun? Just walking through this like little burnt section. Pretty crazy. Looks like something out of Fallout. Oh boy. There's the heat. And also, I think I'm tripping over every gosh darn rock on my way down this mountain. Another milestone has been reached. 200 miles. Probably no fanfare for this one. Ouch. It was kind of an awkward step too. Kind of drives the point home. But yeah, so it took about end of day 7 to reach the first 100 miles. Now we're kind of like at the beginning of day 14 for the next 100 miles, so slightly improving. Just came across this guy. Huh. Blooming flower. Ooh. Nice to see. Kind of reminds me of this quote. I can't remember who said it. I'm paraphrasing, but it was something like, "Strength is not the towering oak weathering the storm. It's the delicate flower that blossoms in the snow." So, yeah, I think it's like something about vulnerability or something. So, I could probably stand out on the rock and get a really nice panoramic shot. But, yeah, I'm not going to do that. Okay. Walking on paved road. Finally came down from the mountain. Now it's just about 4 miles to get to the road. I think eventually this connects back to a proper trail. But yeah, making pretty good time. It's not even 2:30 yet, so yeah, let's have a late lunch cheeseburger or 3 or 4. Hey there, day 15 on the trail. I didn't really meet these guys. They just kind of called over and said hi, but they asked if I was walking the trail, and I said, yeah, and they said they're walking across America. I was like, right on. So, I guess they're going in that direction. So, yesterday after I came down the mountain, I was walking down with this other hiker, Cutie, so named because she gave out these little cutie oranges, tangerine things on the trail. So she actually was meeting her husband, who gave me a lift into In-N-Out, which was nice. So I got there, got my burger, got my fries, and as I was finishing up, a few of the trail family guys showed up. Bear Slayer, Purple Eagle, and Jess. We talked a bit. It turns out they were a little bit ahead of me on the trail. They got there early. They got a lift in the opposite direction to do some errands. Turns out it was the same guy, Cutie's husband, who drove me to In-N-Out because he had gotten there early. So yeah, it's a small world, especially on the trail. Okay, so yeah, speaking of the trail, a couple of things. One, coming down that mountain yesterday, that was like 15 miles, 15-mile descent, and I think I got a minor injury. My right shin, it's like it hurts to like kick off of it, so I think that's shin splints or something, or just like some kind of pulled muscle. It's gotten a little bit better. I've done a lot of walking in town today, so I mean, it hurts, but if I keep moving, it gets a little bit better, and I've taken some aspirin. Second thing is, I'm on the trail really late, like relatively speaking. It's 3:30 now, and I'm technically still maybe a quarter mile from the trail, so I had some personal matters to attend to in town, so yeah, getting started late. I've only got about 2.5 liters of water. There should be there's a river about 10 miles in, so should be enough to get me there, especially since hopefully it's going to start cooling down a bit soon. So yeah, I mean, might have to do a bit of night hiking to get to a campsite. Still cannot believe I walked down that thing. Now I'll probably be going up the other side there, towards the wind farm. Well, this looks like the place. Well, since the train is so flat, I put away my trekking poles and broke out this umbrella. I know I dropped one off previously, but decided to pick one up while I was in town today. See if it makes much difference. Figured it might help out in this section, since it's looking just like pretty deserty for a while. Just ran into Paco a little bit back there. Can't remember if it was like the lost footage I mentioned him in, but he's the guy that was at the southern terminus when I started. Held the camera for me. So, just took a squat a second ago to go pee, and I went back to my pack where I thought I left it to get some water, and I was like, shit, where's my pack? And then I realized I'm still wearing it. And that's, there's 3 liters of water in here, so it's a pretty good weight distribution. Yeah, it's times like this where I start humming the that Horse with No Name song. Plus, Big Brother is watching. It might be good if I collapse a heat stroke or something. Okay, about 4 miles in. Still have about 7 miles to go to get to the water. I don't know if I'll make it there tonight, but I should have plenty of spots until then. Well, I put the umbrella away because it looks like the sun is casting a shadow further than I'm walking it. So I think I see the river finally. It's that white bit in the middle. Actually, I think it's called like White River or something. So that's probably it. So I'll have to go through all of this first. There is actually a tent site about 0.2 or 3 miles before the river. So I think, I have like 2 liters of water, so, or a liter and a half, so I think, I should last through the night. Probably not gonna dehydrate. So yeah, it wasn't so much the water that was a concern today. It was more just like putting on miles since I started so late. And the river is about the 10-mile mark. So, putting on 10 miles after 3:30, not too bad. Well, it's about 7:30 now, so this might be the last panorama I get before it gets well and truly dark. It's not a huge fan of night hiking, if you haven't already noticed. I kind of find it comparable to being in like one of those deep sea exploration subs. It's just you, that little tiny cone of light, and just like the unseen horrors in the abyss beyond.